Yeah.
So they didn't read your Miranda rights when you were brought into the courthouse. Did they read them when you were booked?
When I was booked, no. The closest thing I got to my Miranda rights was when I was getting arraigned, and I was just, but
which was
that
hours
was the,
later.
which was probably about like 13 or 14 hours later.
So how long were you held in custody for total?
Probably around 14 hours, 15 hours. I was booked at about like 1:30 a.m. and then I got out the next day at around 4:30 p.m.
Wow. And so in that entire time, they never brought you any medical attention whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And what were some of the injuries that you endured? Besides, I know you were hit on the head with a baton. What are some of the other things?
I got hit on the head with the baton. I did have some bruises, but I also was bleeding from my arm from when I first. I'm pretty sure I got that from when I hit the concrete when I first got hit. It was bleeding from my arm. There was like a line of blood. I also just suffered from like some minor bruises and scrapes, but it was mainly my head injury and my arm injury that I was concerned with.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could have had a concussion if they hit you hard enough with the baton. It's a little bit unacceptable that they didn't get you medical, and they also didn't obviously offer you the right to call an attorney at that point.
No, they didn't.
But I'm wondering if the NGL attorneys already knew that this was happening, and it sounds like they may have been working on your behalf prior to even realizing that was happening.
Yeah, I think they do that a lot. I was at the protest, I was with a couple friends, and once they noticed that I was missing, obviously, that was probably their first thought, was that I was arrested by federal agents. And the first thing they did was call the NLG, because even if, which I'll recommend to protesters later on, but if one of your friends goes missing, the first people that you can call is the NLG, and they'll know if you're in federal custody or not. If you call the Portland police, which my parents actually tried to do once I finally got in contact with them, they don't know anything. You can call the Portland police, hey, I think my son got arrested by federal agents. They don't have that information or can't give it out. So it's extremely hard to find me.
Your parents must have been beside themselves, not knowing where you were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I called them at 5:30 in the morning from the Justice Center from when I was actually in police custody. And then obviously I didn't have that much time on the phone, but once after that, they tried to find me, by calling the Portland police, they would just transfer them to different agencies, but they wouldn't actually get anywhere. And it was basically impossible to find me.
That's crazy. Now, did you notice any other detainees with injuries?
I didn't. There was one other detainee that she suffered. She had a lot of bruises, but the main thing is that she was actually sexually assaulted when she was arrested, and it was terrible. Also, there was two lawyers also that was locked up with me, but she was one of the lawyers. But it was pretty bad. She told me all about it. I even saw the bruises on her. She's 4'7". She's petite. It's not like she's an actual threat. So she was obviously unlawfully locked up. But she had a handprint on her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had a handprint on her, a bruise. There was a bunch of bruises all around her. It was pretty bad. Yeah, and she actually even tried to. Once we were in police custody, she went up to the officers and she was like, I want to know the name of the officer that arrested me because I want to know who put these bruises on me. And the officer, it was a female officer too. She couldn't. I could tell she wanted to help, but she couldn't. She was like, I wish I could help you. I don't know the name of the officer because they don't know anything. Even the Portland police don't know anything that the federal agents do.
It's an absolute nightmare. What other things did you see while you were in lockup over there that are important? Hang on, hold that thought. I turned my phone off. I don't know why it's doing this.
That's okay.
And of course, it's Jordan. Okay, cut Colin. All right, start Colin. All right, pick up from there.
Well, when I was in federal custody, there was they were all kind of hiding their identities, which I thought was very interesting. Also, just the fact that they weren't telling us anything that was going on while it was going on.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of was like, dragging you around, then
Right.
they put you in cuffs and put you in ankle cuffs, and just like, you don't know anything that's going on.
They put you in ankle cuffs when you were inside the federal courthouse?
Yes. Yeah. When I was in my cell, even, I still had ankle cuffs on. But yeah, they didn't.
Was that
they
necessary?
treated,
I mean,
I thought what was really ridiculous was just how, like they probably searched me a good like 10 times total the whole night. And they put so many like restraints on us. They put the ankle cuffs, and then when we were getting transferred, they put the, just the regular handcuffs and the ankle cuffs, and then they put like one of those chains around your torso.
are you kidding me?
Nah, like it was so ridiculous just because of how we were treated, like we were like terrorists, basically.
Right. Well, they are treating you like terrorists. It's absolutely insane that this is what's going on. That is just, wow, shocking to me that they would put ankle bracelets in. I know exactly this change you're talking about. So you guys were all connected together as they were taking you to the van.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you this. You've gone out and protested since then. So obviously you're maintaining this thing where you're 5 blocks away.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Do you think that the ultimate end game is if they get enough people under these parameters, they think that they're going to get disperse of the protests and that they're going to end? Because I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either. Like, funny enough, like what happened to me, like I know people that have gone out, like that haven't been going out because they were just amazed that it would happen to someone, I guess. So I guess in their world,
right?
When it happens when something horrible like that happens to someone you personally know or you have had an experience with, that amazed that it's out of their world. I mean, because they're federal agents. So actually, I know people. It inspires more people to go out and protest when they do things like this,
right?
Instead of actually suppressing it,
Right. Understood. So now they kept your iPhone, or you don't know where it is. It got lost in the shuffle, one or the other. Do you know that that's been the case with other detainees where they've kept personal property?
Yeah, I've been told that the federal agents have been keeping all the iPhones.
The iPhones in particular?
iPhones in particular. I don't think they're keeping Samsungs or anything like that, but because they're trying to keep all the iPhones so they can get a warrant to open them.
That's right. My guess is they're probably going to try to get a FISA court to unlock the iPhones, because Android has iPhone protects your privacy. They haven't handed this stuff over to the feds. Android has. I'm guessing that would be a good summation of what's going on.
Yeah. Google has complied while Apple hasn't.
Let me ask you this. So you've gone through this crazy experience. It seems like it's emboldened you to carry on and to keep fighting for your First Amendment rights because you understand how important that is, which is amazing because you're a young kid. Do you have advice for other protesters that have not experienced this and ways that they should protect themselves?
Yeah, I would feel like I wish I could say know your rights, but with federal agents, it's very hard to actually know your rights because they can take them away so quickly. But to protesters in general, I would say that you always have to be with a group. You can't be alone, because in my case too, I'm thankful that I had my group of people because they call the NLG. There's people that are waiting for you or know that you're missing. There's a lot of important factors that go into staying in a group. And if you don't have a group, go out there and make one, because trust me, the protesters, they're so friendly. They are honestly, they are some of the best people I've ever met. So if you go to a protest, you don't have a ride home, someone will give you a ride home.
Right.
I would say face masks are very important, not just for gas, but for also protecting your identity, because there's a lot of dumb people with cameras out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a great combo. But the face masks, I would also say try to find goggles, keep eye wash with you. A lot of like just be very safe and careful. If things start to turn chaotic, the later it is at night, the more I would say what's the word? I would say brave, not brave.
Dangerous.
Bold the federal agents
bold,
get.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
more
they get more
bold
bold.
that federal agents get, the more they try to actually, snatch and grab you, even if you're not doing anything wrong. So I'll just say the later it gets, you should be more careful. Maybe stay away from the front lines a little bit more if you say don't have the right protection. So I would say be careful. Also, I would recommend actually, unless you plan on recording a lot, I would recommend not bringing your phone out because a lot of people don't bring their phone out to protest. I wish I didn't that night.
Maybe so target, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah. But also, I would recommend not bringing your wallet or anything super important with you because, like in my case, I don't have my stuff back, and they have my house keys. They have all of our stuff. They don't give
Why
anything
didn't they
back.
give you back your keys? That seems kind of strange.
Yeah, they didn't even give me back my shoes. We like walked out of the courthouse in like these prison slides they gave us.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they didn't give out. Like they knew that they had our keys, and like and it's funny. They like kind of like they act like when we leave that like we're like totally fine or something. Like, okay, so you guys have rides waiting for you, right? And it's like no. When will we have called someone to pick us up right now? When will we have known that we were getting released at this time? It's funny that way.
Yeah, 100%. I'm surprised they didn't. When I was arrested, they at least gave me my property back. But I wonder why they would hold on to your personal property. Other than the iPhone's obvious, right? But the other.
Well, actually, the reason why they're holding on to our personal property, at least for like, they're only supposed to hold it for like about a week or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But like the reason why they are is because they want to search our stuff to try to find more charges to put on us. So that's why they keep it, so they can try to find something. I don't know.
That's why they want to get into your phones too, and
that's why they want to get into our phones.
Contacts. They want to see who else they could. Yeah, 100%. Well, on the unfortunate side, they've now issued subpoenas in Seattle against journalists to try to get their unpublished footage. And I know for me, speaking for myself, if they sent me a subpoena to do that, I would prefer to go to jail before I handed them anything. And I think that's probably the case with most journalists, but that doesn't mean they're not going to try. So, but this is where we're at. This is the level of sort of anti-First Amendment right fascism we're facing right now, and it's very dangerous.
It is. It's terrifying. If they get in my phone, they are going to go after my friends. They're going to go after a lot of people. They're going to have a lot of stuff that people don't want. That's my property.
Yeah, it's your privacy.
That is, and it's getting completely violated for me standing up for what I believe is right, for me exercising my rights.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.